Hey traders, checking in on the stock market today. So we finally broke the streak of a higher low every day in a row for SPY, and I don't think we're going to see that pattern again for a long time. We had the coin direct listing. I'll go over some of my trades there, and we will see if this is fear consolidation or rotation, with bulls keeping complete control. Let's look at the charts. All right, there it is in all of its glory, a loss of the higher lows. As you can see, this pullback is completely insignificant at this point. At no point did we see all of our major sectors at the low of the day at the same time. We are not seeing fear at this point. The two requirements for fear: one, you're dripping sweat. Just kidding. One, increasing bear volume. Two, all of our major sectors, XLF, XLV, QQQ, at the low of the day at the same time. If that is not happening, you can have fear in little pockets. We certainly saw fear in EV names and the big tech sector names, a bit more significant than fear in the financial sector back in March, but you're not going to see broader market fear without those two criteria happening. It's a checklist. If that is not happening, there is no broader market fear. So we can look at our fib retracements and say that if SPY bulls on this consolidation hold 402.56, then a daily bull flag is still possible. We've got the daily EMA 12, which is going to come into play before that 382 retracement level. And that's going to be the next level we're looking at. We're going to be watching first hourly oversold conditions on SPY. I want to see if we get there, what does the buying pressure look like? If we hit first hourly oversold, see a weak bounce and drop to lower lows, that will be much more notable to me than if we hit first hourly oversold and stay very strong overall, which is what I would expect on first hourly oversold coming off of the all-time high. XLF started to have earnings today, and we're going to have more earnings tomorrow. And overall, the financial sector hit an all-time high. Granted, we're not seeing breakout follow-through, but a new daily higher low is set at 34.78, a new benchmark level, and a new all-time high. QQQ daily consolidation underway. That's where the weakest names were today. Big tech has been extremely strong for 2 weeks and was due for consolidation. That's why I am short by trading SQQQ right now to hedge my long-term positions, because I am more confident in a pullback in the big tech names than I am in the financial sector because of earnings and all-time highs, and the healthcare sector up at all-time highs and less extended. So I'm pretty much break even on that short that I entered 2 days ago, but I'm glad that it's in QQQ personally. And again, you look at these big names that ran. Amazon, daily consolidation, tons of space for a higher low, closed at the low, so we got to see what kind of bear momentum we get into tomorrow and whether or not there's follow through. And Apple had a bearish engulfing candle, but again, tons of space to maintain the daily higher low. Use your fib retracements to determine, is this healthy consolidation or is this something more significant? IWM, we started to see some rotation today, and the rotation was most notable in the morning. Look at IWM to start the day, and you will see the biotech sector did the same thing, but the weakness in the broader market into the end of the day did see a bit of a pullback there. So we rejected from 226.69 resistance by 69 cents. I prefer the 2-day time frame to just smooth everything out. It's a tightening range. Our higher low is set at 218.83, and a bull break of 226.69 is needed. Otherwise, we remain tight and sideways. So we got the financial sector, healthcare, all-time high today, but we only broke resistance by 4 pennies. It's still a double top, but anything above 116.19 is a daily higher low for me, and we would have to lose the daily higher lows for this double top to be a notable rejection. If we double top and pull back, plenty of space to still maintain the daily uptrend and give it another shot. Biotech sector, big bull move today, 4% plus. The 4-hour falling wedge is still in play. I'm going to draw it on the daily time frame because now it's a bit more clear for me on this time frame. We held our support yesterday. We have a base of support established at 126, and we're watching the downtrending resistance. Why did my line just turn red? What? Oh, wrong tool. We've got our downtrending resistance rejecting the price. We are still in a daily downtrend. We are still in this falling wedge. We're also still in an hourly uptrend. If we lose the hourly uptrend from here, it is then up to the bulls to hold 126 yet again and then break this downtrend with follow through. If we keep the hourly uptrend tomorrow, hold this low of 131.48 and keep the bull move going, we will break the falling wedge bullish, and then it will be up to the bulls to confirm a daily trend change to convincingly prove to us the shift in momentum is on. Profit taking in big tech, and that money went into small caps in IWM and in the biotech sector, but that only happened for half of a day. That has to happen over multiple days for us to say that it is notable and that it has follow through. SMH. So the daily bull flag or the 2-day bull flag is becoming less convincing. It's still there, but again, we're just breaking the little lower lows. And the one thing that is in my mind is if we did not break bullish with NVDA, the lead sector bull, surging for days to the all-time high, what's it going to take? So that would make me a little bit more cautious as a bull. That being said, still healthy overall. 224.41 is the most important support level to me. And I would say if we lose the daily EMA 12, then we're going to start viewing this as more of a tightening range looking for the higher low as opposed to a bull flag looking for new all-time highs. Solar sector, bulls showed up this morning as well, but they lost it. Again, no follow through, and a sector like this, you have to stay skeptical of the bulls. So if we were to drop down and break 83.41 from here, it would definitely be a red flag, and we would be watching for the potential of a break of all of these levels and another leg down. No follow through. If we can't put 2 green days in a row together, the bulls can't prove anything to us. MSOS, same story. Uneventful today. Daily inside bar 2 days in a row. This is probably the tightest trading day that we've seen in many months, and bulls are not proving anything to us at this point. Break the inside bars bullish. We scout a lower high compared to 44.68. Dollar. Weak. 4-hour downtrend. 4-hour bear flag confirmed. New resistance, 91.823. Bears have absolute complete control. When we change the 4-hour trend, we zoom out and scout a daily lower high, but the rejection we've seen at this point from monthly resistance, the monthly EMA 12, it's very convincing. We are still in a weekly uptrend, but that weekly support of 91.30 is also approaching. With that, gold and silver. Silver gaining ground against gold today because gold is weak still. Not weak. Gold is trying to change the 4-hour trend. We have to set a higher low and change this trend to be testing daily resistance. Bulls essentially need to change the 4-hour trend and the daily trend on the same bull move. And if we're not doing that when the dollar is still at the lows, it makes me less confident that we can do it on this attempt. But silver is much closer to doing it. It's a 4-hour bull flag. And if we break that high of 25.54, we're right there, 25.62. And if we look at the gold silver chart, we can see weekly consolidation has started with a confirmed daily downtrend, which is showing us that for the last 6 weeks, gold gained on silver, and now silver is gaining back on gold. And I am watching, can the bulls pull off the first weekly trend change that we've seen in many months, since our high. We have been in a weekly downtrend since then, and we must confirm this trend change. And in my opinion, as I've said in the past, I believe the gold bulls have to lead this move to shift longer term momentum back in favor of the bulls. So I really want to see this weekly chart confirm a trend change for that reason. Miners, range bound. 4 hours tightening up over the last 5 days. Because again, if the metals are not going to change their trend, the miners are not going to get bull follow through. So high, daily double bottom, lower high, and heading back down towards that support. Oil bulls, inside bar bull break, and then that followed up with a bullish reaction to the inventory report. So we finally got clarity. It's bull. Weekly higher low formed, EMA 12 support, and if the bears are going to prove anything to us from here, we have to reject from 67.79 and confirm a weekly downtrend, breaking 57.25. Best case for the bulls, we keep a daily higher low pattern and break 67.79 to keep the weekly uptrend going. Natural gas. 2655 resistance, rejected the price by less than a penny. If the low of today breaks tomorrow, the bulls are then hoping for an inverse head and shoulders setup to confirm a daily trend change and try and shift momentum more significantly. Remember our criteria for market fear versus market healthy consolidation. So I had a really good trading day today in the zone. Sometimes when I'm in the zone, I'll take 20, 25 trades. And other times when I'm in the zone, I'll take 5 trades. And today was one of the lesser, and it was selling Tesla. 3 gap up opens. You better believe we go $100 in 3 days. I am selling. So I sold pre-market, had a really good exit at 783, the remainder of my position. And then we played first 5-minute oversold conditions. And that was a great trade as well. So started weakness. 5-minute RSI was down at 20 first thing. And I got a really good entry in the 764s. I just patiently waited and I watched things. And if you really zoom in, we hit a new low of the day with no follow through. And that's what led to my initial entry. So we hit a low of the day, failed the high of the day, one more little low, and then it was all bulls. So entered at 764, sold half at 774, and then sold the second half in the upper 770s. And that was just me saying, you know, I'm not confident that we're going to see continuation bullish from here. It was intended to be a day trade, first 5-minute oversold conditions, so I'm just going to lock it in. So in terms of selling, reloading, and selling, Tesla went perfect today. And it closed very weak. Tesla is giving a red flag in terms of the amount of bear volume today. And we have to be cautious of a monthly lower high being set, but earnings are going to dictate whether a monthly lower high is most likely or not. I'm done with Tesla for now. If we see hourly oversold conditions tomorrow, I'll be interested because we are looking for a 4-hour higher low, and then we'll look for a 4-hour lower high. Next trade was Coin. And Coin, I got a real good fill. Fidelity gives really good fills, and that's why I'm still with them 11 years later. And at least 2 other people in the chat room got these fills as well with other brokers. So I believe somebody sold a bunch of shares at 381, and then anybody that market bought or had a limit buy that was higher was filled at 381 instantly. So I was filled at 381, which is less than $1 off of the low, and I just put my stop under 380. No risk. And just to show my orders, because again, if I were just watching a random person on YouTube, I wouldn't believe them. But filled at 381, sold half at 407. Why? Because I'm not greedy. If you go up that fast, just like Tesla over 2 days, I will lock it in every time. And then I sold the second half at 420, and then the rug got pulled. So really good first trade. I was watching the pattern of a higher low every 1-minute candle, and we had a bearish doji, and then I sold pretty much right when that pattern was lost. I did try for a 1-minute higher low off of 400. I entered at about 405, put my stop under 400, stopped out. It was a half position. So full position, half position, $5 loss. And I tried one more time. 360 built a base of support. And I tried right here to bottom fish and another maybe $5 loss. So 2 half positions for a $5 loss and a full position with a $26 gain. Big winner, tiny losers. Gave back less than 20% of the profit with 2 other attempts, and then I was just done with it. And I will still be interested in trading this name, but not until I have clear setups. Go back and look at IPOs because they oftentimes sell off for a few days, and then once they find their low, their all-time low, and the scales tilt between supply and demand, there are very significant gains to be had. Look at Airbnb, look at DoorDash. There's a bunch of them to look at. That's what I'm watching for now over the next couple of days. And again, just having levels to play off of. Bulls attempted a 5-minute trend change into the end of the day. They failed to do so. If we change the 5-minute trend tomorrow, we zoom out and look for an hourly lower high and a very wide range for a potential equilibrium. Maybe a playoff of low of today, first thing tomorrow, 310. We'll have to see where we stand overall. I hope you're well. Don't forget to do good things out there. And that's it. See you tomorrow. got raspberries and blueberries and raspberries putting their leaves on. Big maple trees starting to flex. Over the next week or two, once we're clear the possibility of frost, plant these potatoes. I got 4 different varieties of potato starts. And one of these you can cut up. As long as you've got an eye that's growing, I could cut this up into 3 different plants. Potatoes are fairly easy to grow. They definitely have their pests depending on what region you're in. And they require a little bit of maintenance. You have to put mounds around the plants a couple times a year. But I'd say it's one of the easier plants that you can grow. It's worth a shot. You can do it in all kinds of different containers. Other than that, we got a lot more bulbs to plant. We got dahlias and lilies. I don't even know what I got. Tiger lily. And I'm going to put those all along this back wall, right on the edge there, in front of these bushes.